So, what if I told you that the absolute best fitness tracker you could own is already in your pocket? Today, we are going to unlock your phone's hidden power to track your fitness. And the best part? No extra gadgets required. Yeah, it's this idea that's out there, right? That if you're really going to get serious about your fitness, you've got to shell out for a fancy smartwatch. But what if that whole assumption is just wrong? I mean, look at this. The reality is the most essential tool you need is already with you. And when you see the cost difference, it's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? We're talking hundreds of dollars versus, well, zero. You're already equipped to start, and we're about to show you exactly how. All right, so let's dive right in. First up, getting to know the watch-free tracker that you're already carrying around. You know, this whole thing works not just because of some clever app, but because of the actual hardware that's inside your phone. For years now, manufacturers have been packing these tiny, super sophisticated sensors right into our phones, basically turning them into these amazing data collecting machines, and most of us don't even realize it. Which, brings us to the science of it all. How on earth does a device that's just sitting in your pocket actually know the difference between you taking a walk versus, say, just sitting at your desk? Well, the secret sauce here is something called sensor fusion, and it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's not just one little sensor doing all the heavy lifting. Instead, your phone acts like a team captain, intelligently combining data from multiple sources to get a way more accurate picture of your activity. And on that team, these are your two star players. You've got the accelerometer, that's the one that feels the forward motion of your steps. Then you've got the gyroscope, which picks up on all the subtle rotations and twists of your body as you move. Together, they create this really detailed signature of your movement that's honestly surprisingly accurate. Okay, so knowing the science is cool and all, but getting results that you can actually trust, that takes a little bit of strategy. So let's talk about optimizing for accuracy, because believe me, where you put your phone really matters. And yeah, you can see right here just how big a difference placement makes. If your phone is in your hand or your front pocket, it's locked into your body's core movement, so you get super high accuracy. But if you just toss it in a backpack or a purse where it's bouncing around, it can get confused by all that extra motion. So the simple takeaway here is, for the best results, keep your phone close. All right, now for the section I know a lot of you have probably been waiting for. Let's tackle the most common, most frustrating glitches that can just stop you in your tracks. This is the big one. That fear that as soon as you turn on any kind of tracking, your phone is just going to be dead by lunchtime. And you know what? It's a totally valid concern, especially if you've ever used an app that relies heavily on GPS. But here's the brilliant part. Apps like Google Fit are smart. They don't need to be constantly pinging a satellite in space. Instead, they rely on those low-power sensors we just talked about. I mean, just look at the difference. Using the built-in sensors has a nearly insignificant impact on your battery compared to the massive drain from active GPS tracking. Oh, okay, this is maybe the most infuriating problem. You go for a long walk, you check your phone, and nothing. It feels like all that effort was for nothing. But there's usually a very simple fix. So the culprit here is often your phone's own battery-saving software, sometimes called doze mode, which can be really aggressive about shutting down background apps. By following these steps, you're basically just telling your phone, hey, Google Fit is important, don't put it to sleep. This one little setting can solve the vast majority of those missing step issues. And for those times you genuinely leave your phone on the counter before a walk, don't worry, you haven't lost that data forever. Most fitness apps, including Google Fit, allow you to go in and manually log in activity after the fact, so you still get credit. But let's be honest, health isn't just about hitting 10,000 steps. The conversation has evolved, and lucky for us, so have the tools we use. You can really see that evolution right here on this timeline. Google Fit launched way back in 2014, but the key shift happened in 2018. That's when it redesigned the app to focus on activity intensity, not just step volume. And by 2021, you could even measure your heart rate using just your phone's camera. Now, this shift towards intensity is grounded in some really serious science. The World Health Organization recommends this target, 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, because that's the threshold for getting significant health benefits, like reducing the risk of chronic diseases. So it's not just about moving, it's about getting your heart rate up. And that is exactly what heart points are designed to track. You get 1 point per minute for moderate activity, like a brisk walk, and double points for something more vigorous, like running. It basically gamifies the WHO's recommendations, turning a big health goal into something simple and actionable. So as we wrap this up, I want to focus on the most important element in all of this, and that's you. You are in control of this entire process. Naturally, tracking health data brings up questions of privacy, but it's really important to know that you're in the driver's seat. Your data is encrypted. You have granular control over which third-party apps can see it, and you can revoke those permissions whenever you want.
So there you have it. The device is already in your pocket. The technology is sophisticated and battery-friendly. And the metrics go beyond simple steps to what really matters for your health. You have everything you need. The only question left is, what's your first step?